Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sophia and I'll be giving you today a quick tutorial using the James Charles by Morphe palette. I'll be playing around with the purples in the palette and I'll be showing you how to mix in some of the dark shades just if you're not too comfortable with bright colors. I hope you enjoy this video and stay tuned to the end. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. So for today's look, we're actually going to be playing around with the James Charles palette, some of the colors that pop out. I'm going to be pointing out and talking a little bit about the palette and what I see and like about the palette myself. Instead of priming my eyelids with the Maybelline concealer that I use, I went on and I primed my eyes with the eyelid primer, and I'm in the shade Translucent. I got this at Morphe. It's a really nice palette. It has a lot of bright colors you could play around with. We have the yellows over here, greens, the lighter blues, purples, pinks. We have this really nice pink right here. When we go into the top, it's into like the dark colors, the black, the dark browns, some shimmers over here, and then we have that orange. The pigment on these colors is amazing. I've never had trouble like playing around with any of these colors, and they're not very hard to blend out. You see that? It's really pigmented. I'm gonna go in this yellow. The only hard thing about this palette is that they're bright colors, so it's hard to make a look if you're not comfortable with like a bright colored look, like a bright yellow with like mixed in with like darker colors. So we're gonna see what we can get out of this baby today. As always, we're gonna go in with our neutral color as our base just to help blend things out. I'm gonna go in with this color right over here using JH32, the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill collection. I'm gonna blend, place it all over the eyelid, tap, and do the other side. At the end of the day, if you use like a completely different color, let's say like a bright pink with the shimmer, you won't be able to tell that you have a base. This is kind of just under all the colors just to have extra help when it comes to blending. You won't want any like harsh colors, not mixing. So for today's makeup look, I'm going to be playing around with these purples over here. I'm going to start off with this shade up here. I'm going to use my JH37. Tap it a little bit just because, like I said, these colors are very pigmented. So a little bit of product on the brush makes, you see, it's like right there. And I kind of just want to place this on the top of my crease and in my crease just so that I can get that color. I'm gonna go, actually I'm gonna switch brushes, and because this brush is very fluffy, I need something more like thinner area, like this one. We're gonna use JH38. This brush is like a little different from this one. This one's way too thick, and it's like it was putting the product all over the place. And I actually just want to concentrate it on one area just like that. I'm gonna go in. Now that the product is placed mainly on the top of our crease and inner crease, we're gonna go in with JH35 and we're gonna blend that out. And I like to use like circular motions and then also like windshield motions just to get it all over the place. I actually want to go in again with the JH38 and intensify that lighter purple just because later on we're going to use darker colors and I don't want that color to disappear in the mix of the blending all of them. So I kind of just go back and retouch it. Just because when I was blending it, it kind of faded to too much. Kind of want to give it a retouch. And then again, after we're done applying more product, we're gonna go in and blend just a little more. Not too much because I don't want the color to go away. And we're gonna go in with JH35 and blend out. You want to start working your way up just a little bit so you can get that tint of purple on the top of your eyelid, like that. I feel like purple is the hardest color to work with just because it's harder to blend out, so you have to take your time with this. In my experiences, I think purple is the hardest to blend out. Purple and like black. Black I feel like is really hard. But it might all just depend on the palette. I'm gonna blend, blend, blend. Okay, now that we applied that lighter shade, we're gonna go in a bit darker and we're gonna use this shade right next to it, right over here. And we're gonna place this also in our crease, but we're gonna place it on our outermost corner of our crease. We're gonna use just the same brush that we used for the lighter color, JH38. Actually, no. We're gonna use JH41. I'm gonna tap into that darker purple and we're gonna place it in the corner, but in the crease, like that. And do the same side, just in the crease. And now we're gonna take our blending brush. Now we're gonna use JH37. And then to clean out any of the brushes, I use toilet paper. As weird as it sounds, I just keep it in my little drawer and then just tap because it takes off any product I might have. And I just go in and I blend. And we blend it all out just in our crease. If it goes a little bit like over or like under, like into like your actual like lid, it's fine. There's no worries. And then we're also gonna go on ahead and add more product once we're done blending, just to intensify that darker brown. Now that that darker shade is in our outer crease and is all blended out, we're actually gonna go in with black. I'm gonna use the darkest shade, which is like black. And I'm gonna use JH42, which is just a little tiny brush because we want a little bit of product. We wanna build it up slowly. We just don't wanna like have it all. And we're gonna fill in our actual eyelid like that. I wanted to use like the bright purples and like when it go into that purple shimmer towards the end, but just adding black to it makes the palette like a little easier to use, I guess, because you could technically use this technique with any color. You can start off with like the lighter orange and then go in with a little bit of red and then like finish it off with some black, just so you could have like a mix of all these colors. And especially now in the winter, you kind of don't want to do like a bright look. Because it's like out of season, I guess. And then tap in like that. And add more product. I'm noticing that this black needs to be layered, because if you just do one layer, it kind of looks like a dark blue, and we're aiming for black, so you have to add more product. I tried doing this pink like black look, and I like accidentally made the mistake of adding pink all over my lid, and once I went in with the black and mixed it and blended it together, my black turned into blue, which it wasn't what I was aiming for, but the look was still there, I guess. Like, it still looked nice. Now that we have the black on, we're actually going to use, let's see, we're actually going to use the same brush that we used to blend out the darker purple. I'm just going to lightly blend that. Like that. I might just layer more product on top, just because, like I said, it's turning into like what looks like a dark blue, and I don't really want a dark blue, I want black. You want to start blending it a little bit into the darker purple, just to give it that like gradient look, but not too much where it overpowers it. I'm going to go on ahead and add more black and then blend that out. Now we're gonna go in with our concealer, the Maybelline that I always use, and I'm actually gonna cut the crease right where, and end it right where the black eyeshadow starts. I'm gonna end it right about right here, and then I'm gonna go into the inner corner and fill that out. I'm gonna do that for both eyes. Oh. Now that our creases are done and they're cut with concealer, we're gonna go in with that purple shimmer right over here. We're gonna use our finger first, circular motions, and then we're gonna place like that. Look at how bright that looks. Like that. A little more, just to intensify the color. And then we're gonna take our, where's my brush now? JH39, and we're gonna dip it in that purple, and we're gonna fill in the rest of the crease for both eyes. Like that. You see it's a little brighter. Now to blend out and not have like a harsh line between the shimmer purple and the dark black, I'm gonna go on ahead and use the brush that I placed the shimmer with and just start moving it into the black. And to intensify that black, we're gonna go in and use the other brush that we used, JH42, and I keep dropping my brushes for some reason. I'm gonna take more black and place it on the outer corner lid, like that. I'm going to take my blending brush, which was JH37, and we're going to blend that out. I feel like blending is what makes a look a look. If you don't blend enough or well enough, then you're kind of just stuck with like an eye look that is just there. It's not really like, I don't know, pretty. It's hard to explain. Like that. Now we're gonna go in with our Maybelline concealer, and we're gonna. This palette has a lot of fallout. It has like the black, has like all these little eyeshadow like fallout that does not look pretty. So we're gonna go in and add concealer. On the nose, because it also has fallout for some reason. You see that? It's like a mustache. Oh. Okay, and we're gonna take our handy dandy sponge, add more product to the edge, and then cut it like that. Now we're gonna blend all that out and set it with our Milani translucent powder. Get that corner. I actually want to go on ahead and add eyeshadow on our lower like lash line, but I might just do like the lighter purple that I used at the beginning, just so it can make like, you know, all like match together. Or I could go in with that black, but the black has a lot of fallout, so I don't really want to mess up my makeup. I went on and I finished blending, and then I set my concealer with the translucent powder, and now I'm just gonna go on ahead and add my bronzer, highlight, and blush, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that my makeup is mostly almost done, I kind of still want to go in with eyeshadow color under my eyelid, on my lower lash line, but I'm having trouble deciding what color I want to use. Like I said, the black has a lot of fallout, which I don't want it to mess up any of my other makeup, but it also kind of like, if you can see, I don't know if you can tell, it kind of turned blue, and I don't know if it's because I blended with the purple, but that's the same thing that happened when I used the pink shades. So I don't know if that's just like the color. It's not really black, it kind of just turns into darker blue. It's not really like, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but when I see it in my mirror, it kind of looks like a dark like navy blue, and I was aiming more for black, and we did add more product into it, so maybe that's just the color. But for the lower lash line, I think I'm gonna go in with that dark color, dark purple right here. I'm gonna use JH38, the one that I originally used to add the lighter purple on the top. I'm gonna dab it just a little bit. The key to this is just to put, I'm tapping it. The key to this is just to put a little bit of product, because you don't want to like go over. And I kind of just, almost as if it was eyeliner, but a little lower, if that makes sense. Like that. Oh, I don't want to go all the way through just because it's going to take some of like the attraction to like the lighter shimmer on the top. So I kind of just want to blend it out. I'm going to clean out my brush as much as I can just so I won't be adding more product. It looks so weird on camera, but once I pop on the eyelashes and everything, it's all going to look. And this is also like your preference. If you don't want to do like a lower eyeshadow color, you don't have to. Kind of was just me testing around the colors like that. Ta-da! You kind of see the color. I don't want to go any darker because that black is just playing games with me right now. Okay, now that the color is in, I'm gonna go and put on my eyelashes off camera and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I went on ahead and I applied my lashes. I finished up with some setting spray, and then I'm kind of debating whether to do like more of a pinky nude or just like an actual nude. And I think I'm leaning more in with the actual nude just so I won't distract from the eye and like everything that's going on there. So I'm gonna use this Ultra Satin Lip. For some reason it doesn't have a name and I forgot, I can't remember the top of my head. It says 951, which is a serial number. The other ones have names, but I guess this one doesn't. I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to just... I cleaned off most of the foundation that was on my lips and like the powders and stuff. Do you see that? Do you see that? This is why I barely put on lipstick ever, because I'm not that good at it. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscription button. Thanks!